Hello, I'm Richard Griffiths from Huawei's consultant office. Today, I'm with Rhenald Kasali, who is the President Commissioner of Telkom Indonesia. Welcome to Huawei.
Thank you, Richard.
So, I believe this is the first time that you visited us here in Shenzhen. What is your first impression?
Well, I heard about Huawei. Of course, everybody heard about Huawei. We know it, it's a good brand name. And my impression when I came to the campus, it's big, huge, modern, and Huawei remember or keep the values, and they're so friendly. We meet those people in Jakarta before I came here, and I know the representation, the executive of Huawei is so humble and very smart, young people, energetic, and they work with our people very nice. So that's why it's not very hard for us to make decisions with them.
So we have a lot of things to see here on the campus. Can I ask, what have you taken a look at so far? What have we shown you?
Well, I remember the one that impressed us is Galileo. Yeah, the Galileo, we saw the technology that developed by Huawei. And at the beginning, we just know Huawei by the usage of gadget of the this consumer electronics that used by people. In fact, behind those things that appear in the hand of consumers, a lot of technology development, and there is lots of knowledge. Actually, they develop knowledge, patent, and a lot of new things. Help people to communicate, to bridge between one area to the other area. So actually, Huawei developed future. That's what we learned from what we see in the Galileo. And then we went to another place. Then they show us the new technology based on their research in material science, in chips design, as well as on the power, on the energy that they use in order to solve consumers' problem. I think there's a lot of new things that we learn here in Huawei.
Yeah, our exhibition halls are very, very impressive. Actually,
Right.
Galileo is a brand new one. It's only been open a few months.
Okay.
So if you've done Galileo, you will have seen some of the use cases, things like the use of 5G in medicine, in the quarry, and in entertainment. Which of those use cases was particularly impressive? Because we like them all.
Yeah, like you said, we like them all. We like them all. But as the chairman of the board of the telecom company in Indonesia, we think about the business. How do we create a collaboration with Huawei? How do we develop business? How do we orchestrate the future? That's what we think about it. So that's why we think about a transformation. Because if you want to sell these ideas to the consumers, it's not just selling gadgets, it's not selling communication, the linkage, but also to educate people, to transform the company, to help people to solve their daily problems, to improve the competitiveness of the nation. There's a lot of things that we think about. So that's why we need we need to work with our team in order to detail the program. Yeah.
So you mentioned digital transformation there. Now, you are a professor at university. You've also written a lot of books on business management. We look at digital transformation. We look at digital transformation almost as the next industrial revolution. Would you agree with that characterization? And what does digital transformation mean to you?
This is very important. Actually, we studied in the past. That's why we have knowledge of the past, right? Which is, some part of it is no longer possible to be used now. Why? Because at the same time, we have to manage three things. The first one is managing the past, because a lot of people studying in the past, having knowledge in the past. And the second one is managing today. And the third thing is managing the future. And then because the future is today, young people bring the future by having the technology that is developed in Huawei and some other technology, then we also need to manage the future. While we are studying, we learn in the past. We need to create something in the future. It means that we have to transform not only the knowledge, yeah, but also the mindset. Mindset transformation is very important. Why? Because we cannot go further if we cannot do two things. The first one is creating the future, and the second one is how do we escape from the past, and the trap of the past. That is very important. That's why we need to escape, to change our mindset from the past, as well as creating new future.
So you are a professor at university. You teach students about business management and about that future.
Yeah.
When it comes to skilling Indonesia and the next generation of people who will be doing the digital transformation in Indonesia, what do you think is important? What are the important skills that Indonesians need to learn?
Well, digital talents is very important. Actually, in Indonesia, most students studied in social science. Most. We need to create more skill in coding, in digital coding, I mean, in creating new business model, in being or becoming future entrepreneur, creating new startup by put more energy on research and development, innovation that create market especially, and some other thing that connecting people by orchestrating the players. In the past, everything is inside the organization. We manage the thing that we can control in our system. But today, by having the technology, they need to learn. They need to create new skills that based on the ecosystem, because everything is located in the ecosystem and they are connecting each other and the resource is in the crowd, so we can orchestrate them rather than control them in a closed system in a company. So that's why those skills is very important.
So in Indonesia, if the people are getting the skills and we've identified which skills they need, which industries do you think are going to benefit most in Indonesia specifically from this process of digital transformation?
The first things that benefited is industry in the area that connect to people. What business are there? First is communication, entertainment, and the second one is food industry. Many more people don't want to cook their food in their home. They want to buy the service. So service industry is very important. E-commerce is very important. But then when we are coming to the 5G technology, I think there are some other industry will benefited of this kind of technology. The first one maybe is in medication or healthcare, and then banking, or financial industry, and then manufacturing, as well as the industry of mining. Mining is also big in Indonesia.
So those are the industries. What is Telkom's role in helping drive that digital transformation? What is the role for Telkom here?
Actually, Telkom is enabler. We provide services, we connect them, and as you know that Indonesia is the largest archipelago in the world. People live in thousands of islands, spread out of the country. That if you travel from one place to the other place at the end on the west to go to the east, it takes about 8 hours by different time zone, yeah, with different culture, ethnic group, etc. So the role of telecom is connecting people to solve the problem of income gap between the West and the East, the logistics, yeah, to make the logistic more efficient. So that's people benefited by having or getting their own daily things that they need, services, things, logistics, medication, everything. So it's available across nations. So reducing the gap, the income gap between the east part and the west part, between the central and those on the area of which is considered as difficult to reach areas.
So I know that we as Huawei have recently signed an MOU
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
And this is for two major areas, I believe. This is for the provision of cloud capability and also 5G. These
Yeah.
two things, of course, go hand in hand when it comes to digital transformation. So what is your expectation from this collaboration between the two groups?
We expect that based on this collaboration, we can help the business community to orchestrate the future. We can help young people in order to improve their capacity and capability as a digital talent. Yeah, we expect that we can develop together as part of our social responsibility to train young people to study about this kind of technology, not only how to use it, how to make business, but also deep on the technology. They can also learn about the technology itself, improving their capacity in science. So they're not far behind like in this kind of education. Yeah. That's why we need to improve all together.
Right, I think it's going to be a great collaboration between the two
Right,
of us.
that's true.
So Professor Kasali, thank you very much for joining
Thank
us
you,
today. It's
Richard.
been a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.